Hello dear students, we are starting about the landform in our chapter 2. Then you know that the mountains are formed because of the endogenic forces that are acting from inside the earth, and we knew that the fold mountains are formed because of the folding that is made by the internal forces on the surface of the earth. So when the internal force act upon and the folding is formed, folding is made on the surface of the earth, the fold mountains are created. Now we will discuss about the formation of the block mountain. So let us try to think about this block mountain. So it's written here in the book that you may read from your book along with me. You can look at your page number 19 and read with me. You will understand most of the things I have tick marked, and all of you please try to concentrate there and try to learn about this one. Okay, so these block mountains are formed when there is fault on the earth crust and the plates of the earth collides with each other. So these block mountains are formed when the faulting is created. Faulting means what? Nothing but it is cracking of the earth crust. So the cracking of the earth crust will take place when the earth crust, the plate of the earth move towards each other, move away from each other. One moves towards this side, another moves towards this side. So in that way the fault is created. Here a crack is created. In this way, here in the middle the crack is created. So when they move apart from each other, fault is created. Okay, so also they may sometimes be formed when they move towards each other. When they move towards each other, then also the mountain will be created, and when they move towards each other very with a great force, then they may also develop a crack in the middle, and that will also result in the formation of the block mountains. So that is what it is written. So it is not only because of the fault, but because of the folding also. Some hard folding may also take place, and because of the hard folding, the folding made on the hard rocks, that may crack down the surface of the earth, and then the fold mountains are created. Okay, so you can see, so when it is folded, fold mountains are created, but when it is cracked or when it is faulted, the block mountains are formed. Easy to keep in your memory, so please try to think about it and try to keep them in your mind. Okay, now look at the next line. The land between two parallel faults, that is when rises forming the block mountains, and when subsides into depression forms rift valley. So you can see here, when the land is faulted. So land is faulted. Here one crack is formed, another crack is also formed here. Then in the middle part, what happened? This mid part may go down, this part may go down. That means it will be subducted, it will be pressed down, and when it is depressed down, a valley is created. Valley means, all of you know, a low land between two highland is called valley, and that type of valleys which are formed because of the cracking of the earth's surface is called the rift valley. Okay, so this rift valley, sometimes that may be filled with the materials from the earth crust, and that may sometimes be leveled. Okay, so the example of this block mountains are given here. One is your Sierra Nevada mountain in California, another is your Sierra Nevada in California, and California is found in North America. And similarly the Rhine Valley is, that is a valley, lowland one. A valley is found, and a mountain that is called Vosges mountain in Europe. You can see here the Vosges mountain and the Sierra Nevada mountain, both are mountains, but this Rhine Valley is a depressed area in between to highland. So here it is mountain, here it is mountain, but in this area it is depressed down, and this type of thing is called a valley. Okay, so this rift valley and the block mountains are formed because of the faulting and cracking of the earth crust. I hope you are understanding. Now, here it is given how they are formed in elaborated form. Let us try to have a quick read of this one. Okay, formation and characteristic of block mountain. Earth's crust consists of lots of tectonic plates. So you know that tectonic plates means nothing but the earth plates. So the plates of the earth. Earth is not made of a single stretch of land, but it is divided into different pieces of land. So they are all called one plate. So this plate, either they move towards each other or they may move away from each other. When they move away from each other, you know that the cracks are formed. When they move away from each other, the cracks are formed. Okay, so you can see because of the movement of these tectonic plates, this block mountains are formed. Let's read. Sometimes because of the tensional forces and compressional forces, these plates collide with each other or drift away from each other. Okay, so let us try to understand tensional force. Tensional forces means what? That is pulling forces. Pulling forces means what? One part of the earth crust will be moving towards other side and another part will be moving to the other side. So they move away from each other. So there is a pulling forces. Suppose you are this one is pulled towards this side, this one is pulled towards this side. This type of thing will create a crack. This will create a crack in between. So that is called tensional force. And now suppose another one, you can see this compressional force. Compressional force means that is the force that move towards each other. So when they move towards each other, this plate will join and if a raised up part may be formed. And if the raised up this one happened to be a hard rock, then a crack may be formed. And because of this tensional force or compressional force, the cracks are formed. And this because of the tensional force, the plates may drift away. Drift away means go away or move away. And if there is compressional force, they will collide together. Collide together means join together. One coming from this side, another coming from this side, other side, they will join together. That is collision. Okay. And if they are moving a wide apart away from each other, then a drift is formed. Okay. They will drift away. They will move away from each other. I think all of you are understanding. So please try to listen carefully. Next, the cracks are primary regions for faulting and which may result in mass of land being pushed up when parallel cracks to form a block or by sinking of land on either side of the block of highlands. So because of the cracks are made, what happens? This two sides may go down. This will go down. This side also may go down, and the middle one will stand raised up. So this pushed up. This will be pushed up, and it may stand like a single piece of mountain. So in that way, the block mountains are formed. Okay. So now look to the next one. Some of the very important and popular block mountains is the Vosges in France and Black Forest in Germany, which are separated by the Rhine Valley. So this Black Forest and this Black Forest in Germany and the Vosges Mountain that are in France, both of them are separated by the Rhine Valley in between. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you, one is your Black Forest is here, another one is your the Vosges Mountain. Between that France and Germany, in between that one there is a lowland, and that is called the Rhine Valley or Rhine Valley, RV, and this Rhine Valley is a rift valley too. So this valley is formed by cracking of the earth crust. So this middle part went down and it got subducted or pushed down, and the two parts remain higher, and it got lifted up, it raised up, and in that way the two mountains are formed, the Vosges mountain and the Black Forest. In between the two there is one lowland, and that is called the Rift Valley. I think all of you are understanding, so please try to keep in your memory. Now significant characteristic of block mountains they are given here. Let us try to understand significant characteristic. What does that mean? Significant means what? Important, and characteristic means what? Identification marks. So how can you know whether the mountain is a block mountain or not? So the first characteristic is given here. It is they are formed of old hard rocks. So most of the block mountains are made up of old rocks, and they are very hard rock. Generally they are not soft rock, very hard they are. Okay, and another one is your the top of that one either will be flat or slightly sloping. So the top of that mountain will be either that will be plain. Flat means what? Plain. Okay, and it may be slightly sloping. Slightly sloping means it is slowly rising. So this type of mountains will be found. So that mountains are called the block mountain. Next, you can see second one. The uplifted block of the block mountains are known as horst, and lowered blocks are known as the graben. So you can notice here whenever the block mountains are formed, so the uplifted part, so this is raised part. This raised part are called the horst. I am writing only H for horst. You can see here horst, and the down pushed is called the graben, or G I have written. Okay, so you can see it is G. Okay, so graben, the pushed down part is called graben, and the other part is called the horst. Okay, now block mountains have steep sides. So the steep sides means what? The mountains will have the sides of the mountain. These are the sides of the mountain. So they will have steep sides. Steep side means what? Very raised up sides. You cannot climb on it so easily. It is very difficult for anyone to climb that much easily. Okay, so these are called steep slopes, and which are not very high, they are called gentle slopes. Okay, now look to the next one. Block mountains are related to the Rift Valley. Related to Rift Valley means what? Let us try to understand. Then wherever the block mountains are found, the rift valleys are also found nearby it. So wherever rift valleys are found nearby it, the block mountains are also found. They are always found together. So they are related to each other. Okay. Next, block mountains sustain between two faults. So whenever the two faults are there, two faults or two cracks are there, the block mountains may be found in between. Okay. Now let us try to know about the distribution of block mountain. Distribution means what? Where in the world the block mountains are found. Let us try to have a quick look. So you can read here the Black Forest. The Black Forest in Germany, and that is found, and it is the source of the Danube river. It is given. So it is further you can see it is found in the southwest part of Germany. It is southwest Germany. And why it is called Black Forest is also given here. Lots of pine trees are found there, which looks black in color when dark in color, and that is why it is known as the Black Forest. Okay, now you can see the other one. You can see the other example is your Vosges. This Vosges mountain you can see that is found in France, eastern part of France. So eastern France. Then this is it exists between Alsatian plain in the east and the plateau of Lorraine in the west. So the Rhine river flows parallel to this mountain. So in between that Vosges mountain and this Black Forest, the Rhine river flows that we have already studied earlier. Okay, so you next one we can see the other block mountains is given here. Let us try to know about that one. Is your Vindhya. Vindhya mountain is found in our India, in Madhya Pradesh. So it is found in almost in the middle of India, and you can see I am just making a rough drawing of India, and you can see it moves from Gujarat to Madhya Pradesh up to this Ganga river. So this Vindhya mountain is found in between that one, and it divides the India into two parts. One is your northern part, another is your southern part. That is what it is explained here. So you should keep in your memory, this is also a block mountain found in our India. So the block mountain found in our India's name is Vindhya mountain, in the middle part of our India, or central India, central part of India. Okay, so now we came to know that the different block mountains are found in different parts of the world. First is your this Sierra Nevada mountain in California, that is in North America. Next is your this Black Forest in Germany, then Vosges in France, and the Vindhya mountain in India. So like that way, you all of you please try to know what is block mountain, where are they found, and we in the next session we will study about the volcanic mountain. So far all of you please try to keep yourself safe. Thank you for listening.